You're here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Here, open this up. Can you read that?
Mm-hmm. You're here for a reason. You
certainly are.
The world would be a different place without you, by far.
Mm-hmm. If not,
your hands and eyes and feet
the world
is like a puzzle, would be incomplete.
I was given the precious gift of time as I walked beside my sweet friend Mitzi for the last 3 years of her life. Mitzi was not only the bravest, but also the strongest person I will ever know, and not because she worked out at the gym religiously either. When Mitzi was just 54, she was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. However, Mitzi's family began noticing that something was changing 5 years before that. As often happens, it took quite a while for doctors to connect the dots since she was so young and otherwise healthy. Despite knowing that she was diagnosed with an incurable disease that had no treatment, no therapy, and an uncertain future, Mitzi's faith never wavered and was an incredible inspiration to the thousands of people who followed her story, all the way to the very end. Early in 2017, I knew it was only a matter of time before the disease would march across the language portion of her brain, sort of like Sherman marched on Atlanta, leaving only ashes in its path. With Mitzi's permission and the support of her family, she opened up her heart to my toughest questions and made it possible for her to continue to share about her faith in her own words.
If God was here right now, what would you want to ask God?
I know that there's a reason why I got picked to have this disease.
Are you mad at God?
No. I wish I didn't have it. God is my Savior and that He wants the best for me as well. And maybe I will be able to help somebody else who has this disease and bring them some hope. I believe that God has a plan for me, and it's very apparent with the support that I've been given and the new friends that I made that I don't feel like I'm being ostracized from others because I have this disease.
What do you think heaven's like?
No more suffering, no more pain.
What do you want God to say to you when you get there?
Well, the best would be, well done, good and faithful servant.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel like your purpose is in life?
To follow God's path that He has set for me, and for me to share that with others.
When I signed up to be Mitzi's sidekick in 2016, all I had planned to do was pick her up on Tuesdays and bring her to Bible study at my church, just to give her something to do. In a short time, it became very obvious that God had a greater calling for my time with Mitzi than just being her chauffeur. We started spending 5 days a week together. I realized that Mitzi needed to know that even in the midst of losing herself, her life still had purpose and meaning. She used to tell me that God had a reason for every day she was still here. So that became our goal, to find the reason for each day. Slowly, I started to notice that many of the other priorities in my life began to fall off of my to-do list. Even my full-time job went away. It became apparent that God was making it possible for me to focus on this one special assignment. There is a parable, a story, that Jesus tells in the Bible about what the Good Shepherd does when he finds out that one of his 100 sheep gets lost. The Good Shepherd will leave the 99 other sheep and go find the one that was lost to bring it back home, rejoicing at its return. I know that was a huge part of my purpose and the purpose of many others in Mitzi's life as the disease progressed. The Good Shepherd wanted to make sure that Mitzi wasn't lost to Alzheimer's disease. Although she never knew it this side of heaven, Mitzi's greatest gift to me was showing me that if someone who had such a debilitating disease was important enough to God to send out an army to rescue her, then he will never stop fighting to reach me and you either. Mitzi took great comfort in the words of the old hymn, "It is well with my soul." She walked out her faith in the face of Alzheimer's disease, embodying the message of that song. Even when her language skills were severely impaired and she was gripped with paranoia and overwhelming emotions, a steady hand to hold and those familiar lyrics calmed her every time. It didn't surprise me in the least that this same song played randomly on my playlist at hospice the morning she took her last breath here on earth and then made her way back home with the Good Shepherd as the rejoicing in heaven began.
You're here for a reason. If you think you're not,
You're here for a reason. If you think you're not, I would just say that perhaps you forgot. A piece of the world that is precious and dear would surely be missing if you weren't here. If not for your smile and your laugh and your heart, this place we call home would be minus a part. Thank goodness you're here. Thank goodness times two. I can't imagine a world without you.